remembers how we look at the statement and the reason when we are calculating for a missing angle on the inside of a triangle. Excellent. I've already seen Letitia. I'm seeing Letitia's hand. Can I get another hand? Does anybody have another hand for me? Chloe, excellent. And one more hand, Masichaba, excellent. All right, Letitia, we're going to go with you first. Can you unmute for my sweetie and give me my reason on number 1? Oh, sorry, my statement, not my reason, my statement.
51 plus 47 plus x equals 180.
Good. And what is my reason? Why can we say that they're equal to 180? You guys remember to help her out in the chat?
Because inside the triangle, it's up to 180.
Good. The interior angles of a triangle add up to 180, or we can say that the angles, the sum of the inside of a triangle, angles sum in triangle. All right, I need you to finish the sum for me. Can you continue?
Okay. 51 plus 47 is equals to 90.
I hope you guys have your notes from Monday so you can remember how to do it. I'm going to say x is equal to, then there's going to be 180 degrees, and then what comes after?
98 minus 180. 180 minus
around. Good, because if we add those two, they're going to give us 98, but I'm going to write them like this. I'm going to go 180 minus 51 minus 47. You're saying the exact same thing I'm saying, except I'm just making it a little bit longer. Okay, what's my next step? What do I need to say? Oh, thank you, Mr. Chava. I like that one.
Therefore, x
good.
Is
therefore,
to
what is x equal to?
Therefore, x is equals to 82.
82. Are we sure that it's 82? Is it 82? Let me quickly calculate. Yes, you're correct. It's 82 degrees. Okay. I need to hear that degrees from you, Letitia. Don't forget to say degrees, okay?
Please.
Yeah, there we go. Don't forget. I think you forgot throughout that entire sum. Actually be punishing you right now, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Remember to say degrees. Okay. Very well done. All right. Chloe, are you ready? Let's do number 2.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, for my statement, I'm going to say 18 plus 25 plus x equals 180 degrees.
Good. And what is my reason?
Angles sum in triangle.
Excellent. Angles sum in triangle. Well done. All right. What's my next step?
My next step is I'm going to say x equals 180 minus 25 minus 18 degrees.
Good. Excellent. My last line.
Therefore, x equals
we're going to have to be really quick on those calculators. How much?
Yes, ma'am.
If anybody has already figured it out, can you drop it in the chat for her, please? There we go. Thank you, Mas Chava.
Ma'am, it's 137 degrees.
Excellent, 137 degrees. I didn't doubt you for a second. Well, well done. I'm so glad you remember every single step. I'm very impressed. Very well done. All right, who's going to do the last one for me? And then we're just doing a recap of what we did on Monday. Can I ask Tatello to do the last one with me? I'm sorry, Master Chaba, I can see your face. We're going to get to you. Don't worry. Hi, Tatello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. All right. Tell me, what am I writing for this last one?
Ma'am, can we start with the reason?
Oh, no, we cannot. I know why we want to start with the reason because it's the easy part, but let's start with the statement because the statement tells us, or we need to say why we made the statement. So if we start with the reason, what is the reason for? So rather, let's start with the statement. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
109 degrees plus 32 degrees
32 degrees
plus 180 degrees.
Oh, no, we've forgotten something very important. All of it is going to be equal to 180. Yeah.
Equal.
So what's missing over here? 109 degrees plus 32 degrees plus?
X.
Good, plus X. And now you can give me your reason, Titelo. What's my reason?
Interior LS of a triangle add up
Good.
to 180 degrees.
Excellent. Interior, let me write that one. Interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. You see, yours is really long, and I like mine because mine is so short. Angle, sine, and triangle, but yours, we go long, 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 around the circle and back. But you can use whichever one you feel comfortable with. Okay, Titelo?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. All right. This is just a recap of everything we did on Monday. Okay. And if you were not here with us on Monday, I need you guys to go and watch the video that we did on Monday for the lesson on Monday. Okay. So that you can get an idea of how we do these. Okay. Because these are very important. They're going to come up in the quiz that we're doing today. Give me 1 second, everyone. Okay, they're going to come up in this quiz that we're doing today, and you need to know how to do them in order to find these. Okay, now we are going to be learning a brand new concept. It's called Pythagoras. Okay, now what I want you guys to do for me is you guys are going to go after this class, not right now, you're going to go and you're going to Google Pythagoras. Okay. Not at the moment because we're still learning about it. We're going to Google Pythagoras and you guys are going to find a very old man with a big beard. Okay. And this old man actually came up with this particular formula. Ayanda is saying, ma'am, you skipped the second step. Let me see. Recap. Oh, Ayanda, oh my goodness. Thank you for catching that. I'm sorry, I didn't even finish the sum. Okay, I'm going to finish it quickly. Thank you, Ayanda. Oh, phew. I see you. Okay. X is equal to 180 degrees minus 109. I'm just going to do it quickly so we can continue. Minus 32 degrees. Therefore, X is equal to, I'm going to go back, Jody. Just give me a second. X is equal to 39 degrees. Thank you so much, Titilo. I completely forgot that you needed to finish the sum for me. But thank you. And thank you, Ayanda, for spotting it. Well done. Very well done. All right, okay, let's go back to the gentleman that we want to talk about over here. His name is Pythagoras, and that is what you guys are going to Google. And in next week's lesson, you guys are going to tell me something really nice about Pythagoras, something cool that you haven't looked at before. Okay, or something that I don't explain to you today about Pythagoras. And I'll tell you guys, if you Google him, you'll find that he has a lot of really cool things about him. And Sam is like, bro has a big beard. You are 100% correct. Pythagoras is like huge bearded dude, but he's a really cool dude. So we need to go learn about him. All right, so first thing we're going to note is that Pythagoras figured out something about right-angled triangle. Now I want Wisdom to tell me, how do we know that this is a right-angled triangle? This one that I've got here. Wisdom, do you want to unmute and tell me, why do we know that it's a right-angled triangle? Oh, Luto's already giving it away. Hi, Wisdom.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. How do we know that this is a right-angled triangle?
Because it has it almost looks like a triangle, but it is a bit skew.
Oh, no, not because it's a bit skew. Not because it's a bit skewed. There's a specific shape that I'm looking for inside the triangle that tells me that it's a right angled triangle. Refilwe, do you think you know? Do you know why?
It has a 90 degrees.
There's no 90 degrees
I know,
written
man.
anywhere
I
in this
know.
screen.
I know.
Okay, tell me, Refilwe, why? How do we know that it's a right angled triangle?
Because so
If you're stuck, you can always check the chat because everybody's always helping you out in the chat.
okay. Because the two opposites are equal.
Oh no, have a look in the chat. Somebody said something very important. Nokwezi, what is that 90 degrees thingy? Okay, I think Flori's got the answer for us. Just hold on 1 second for me, Refilwe. Flori, how do we know that it's a 90-degree angle?
Ma'am, because of the square in the corner.
Excellent. The square in the corner. What does that square mean? That it's how many degrees?
90 degrees.
Excellent. Oh, couldn't have put it better myself. Very well done. Because of
Thank
that
you.
square that says 90 degrees. Mwah, excellent. Well done. All right. So we're going to be looking at this right angle triangle, and Pythagoras has looked at every single right angle triangle there is. So he figured out that even if the triangle is this tiny, as long as it's a right angled triangle, we can use the sides to calculate each other. Okay, even if this triangle is this tiny, if it's that tiny, even if it's that tiny, as long as there's a tiny little square there and it's 90 degrees, we can use the sides to calculate the other sides. Okay, now we're going to learn something new. So I want everybody to draw this triangle for me. And when you're done, I want you guys to put the laughing face emoji in the chat for me. And remember, only one emoji at a time. Okay, I want you to draw this triangle. Smita, I knew you had already drawn it. I know that some of you guys had already drawn it, but as soon as you're done drawing it, and remember, it needs to have that square on the end. And now it just looks like all of you guys are laughing at me. I should have chosen a different emoji. Yeah, I'm feeling a little insecure now, Teacher Kat. Everyone's laughing at me. Okay, all of you guys who are researching Pythagoras, no, only after class. Only after class. And only next week do you guys get to tell me about Pythagoras, okay? So no cheating and telling us about Pythagoras now. Go find out something cool. And Letitia just writes lol because she can't find her emojis. I love it. All right, so here's what we're going to learn today, guys. So if I've got this side over here, do you guys see how this side over here is my longest side of this triangle? It's the longest side. Now, this longest side over here is actually called the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse. I need you guys to write that down and also try to say it. Try and say hypotenuse. Okay. Hypotenuse. Okay. So I hope you guys are writing that down. It's going to come up again. Hypotenuse. And hypotenuse is always the longest side that we have. Okay. Now we're going to try and draw a tiny little Pythagoras. I'm going to try and draw it. Okay. We're going to have a tiny little maniki over here. I'm going to draw. There's our little dude Pythagoras. Guys, my drawing, I'm like such an artist. I think I should enter art competitions. Look at that stick man. He looks amazing. Looks amazing. So on your triangle, I want you to draw a stick man in that tiny little corner over in that tiny little corner over there. Thank you, Titelo. And Flori says hippopotamus. No, it's not a hippopotamus. It's a hypotenuse. Flori, hypotenuse, not hippopotamus. Okay. All right. So what we're going to look at, right, is that if my little man Okay, if my little man is sitting down over here, this side over here at the bottom, where my little man is sitting, this side where the 8 is called the adjacent side. Adjacent. Does anybody remember what adjacent means? Oh, thank you, Sam. Oh, well done, Sam. Sam remembered 100%. Okay, adjacent means next to. Oh, remember, it's not just about straight lines. It is a straight line, yes, but our little man over here is adjacent, which means he's next to the line that I've highlighted in yellow, right next to it. Okay. Now, if I look from there all the way to this side over here where the 6 is, that side is the furthest one away from my little man. So this side over here, that is furthest over here, is called the opposite side. The opposite side. And Rafida, I'm going to take your question in just a second. I need you to hold on for me. I just need to explain this. Okay, so I hope you guys are noticing that my tiny little man is sitting at the bottom of my corner over here. The long side of my triangle is called the hypotenuse. The side next to my little man is called the adjacent side. Let me just add side, actually. Hypotenuse side, adjacent side, hypotenuse side, adjacent side, and opposite side. Okay. Now, all of these always work this way as long as I have a right angled triangle. After you've written all of this down, I want you to put in the chat either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. How are we feeling about this? Put it in the chat for me. Oh, Ayanda says 100. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, Blaze, I don't think I've seen you before. Are you new? I hope you are, because we've been looking for new people and I hope you just came late. Nell says she has a question. Hi, Nell. Nell, can you unmute for me and ask your question? Oh, no. Okay. If you can't unmute, can I ask you to put your question in the chat for me so that we can have a bit of a, so I can see your question and then we can have a bit of a conversation about it. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to continue. All right. So I hope you guys are noticing. This is my opposite side, right? And this side here at the bottom is my adjacent side. And this side all the way on the other side, on this side over here, is my hypotenuse side. And you guys will notice that my opposite side has a 6. My adjacent side has an 8. And my hypotenuse side has an X. So what we're actually trying to calculate for, we are trying to calculate for X. Okay. We are trying to calculate for X. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the algebra that we learned a couple of months back. Okay. Now, I want you guys to notice here on the top, I've written it for you. The opposite side squared. I hope you guys are seeing my squared over here. The opposite side squared plus the adjacent side squared is equal to my hypotenuse side squared. Okay, so who can tell me what is the length of my opposite side? Put it in the chat for me. Put it in the chat for me, guys. What is the length of my opposite side? Thank you very much, Mas Chaba and Flori. And Luto. Okay, it's 6. Good. Letitia, you have a question. Can you unmute for me, my sweetie?
I wanted to ask, I wanted to ask that why is the line that is furthest away is only called opposite because all those lines are away from each other?
Okay, what we are doing is we're looking at the little man. That's who we're actually considering. We're considering our little man. Let's say, for instance, Letitia, you were standing on your street, like you were standing at your house, right? And you are this little man over here. This is you, right? The house, where would you find the opposite, the house opposite you? Where would it be?
At the other corner.
It would be across the street, like on the other side of you, opposite you. So it would be away from you. But if it was adjacent to you, if it was next to you, where would it be? Which house would it be?
By the square.
No, it would be next door. The people next door to you, right? So your adjacent neighbor is your neighbor next door. Okay. So when we talk about the adjacent side, we're looking at the line that is closest to our little man, the little guy that we've drawn in the corner over there. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
And when we talk about opposite, it's the house furthest away, like the house on the other side of the street from you. Okay. So you won't be able to like go and touch their fence because they're not right next to you. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. So now, Chloe, I can see that you're trying to jump to the answer, but we need to remember this. Now, everybody already told us that my opposite side is 6, but my rule says, or Pythagoras' rule says, the opposite needs to be squared. So this is actually 6 squared plus, what is my adjacent side, everyone? Can you give me, how much is my adjacent side? Oh, Luto, not 2. Thank you, Letitia. It's 8. Does everybody see that on my adjacent side, there is an 8. So the length of my adjacent side is 8. Okay. But because our rule says adjacent squared, it needs to be 8 squared. Okay. And all of this, that's okay, Luto. All of this, 6 squared plus 8 squared is going to equal to my hypotenuse squared. What is my hypotenuse? What is the size of my hypotenuse on this drawing? You guys see it? It's not 14. Notando, if you have a question, can I ask you to raise your hand or put it in the chat? Okay. Can anybody see what my hypotenuse side, what is the measurement of my hypotenuse side? If you're a little lost, I'm circling it right now. What is it? It's X. Thank you. Somebody saying, ma'am, Miss Elani says, ma'am, I don't understand. How is X equal to 6? X is not equal to 6, my sweetie. X is not equal to 6. We are following the rule. Mbali, X is not 14. Okay, so now my hypotenuse side is equal to X. Vezu, you are almost there. Well done. My hypotenuse side squared, but we said that my hypotenuse side is X, but I still have to square it. So it needs to be X squared. Now I want you guys to either use your calculator or you can do some quick mental maths. What is 6 squared? Yes, well done, Roland. It's 100. Okay, but we're not quite done. What is 6 squared? 6 squared is the same as 6 times 6. What is 6 squared, everyone? You can put it in the chat. It's not 12, Julie. It's 6 times 6, which is 36. Good. And Kakaro's already giving us the answer for the next one. Plus, what is 8 squared? What is 8 squared? Well done, Roland. And Julie, you got the correct answer this time because 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. And this is equal to X squared. And now all we have to do is add them together. What is 36 plus 64? Thank you, Roland. I see you. And in Tiso, 100%, you guys are correct. 36 plus 64 is 100. But now we're not done, because what we're saying is 100 is equal to x squared, not x squared. So now what we have to do next is we have to find the square root of 100. And for those of you who've been with us for a long time, you should know how to find the square root of a number. If you don't, go to your calculator and look for a little button that looks like this. Okay, and you're going to click on that button. And then once that button is clicked, type in 100. Type in 100 and then click equals. Titello's given me the correct answer. Well done. And Roland as well. And Sila and Flori, excellent. And Luto, good. It's 10. Okay, so that means that our x, because we were trying to get rid of the squared, we did the square root. That means x is equal to 10. Okay. Titello's cheating. He said she used her maths book. No, no cheating. Okay, Smita, how did we get 10? We were looking at 100. We were looking at 100 and we went and we found the square root of 100. Okay, the square root of 100. And I'm going to explain to you what a square root means. Okay, a square root basically means find me a number that when multiplied by itself will give me that other number. So if I asked you, what is the square root of 4? I need you to find me one number that when I multiply it by itself, it gives me 4. It's not going to be 10. Thank you, Ntiso. It's 2. Because 2 times 2, which is the same thing as 2 squared, is equal to 4. And that's the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Okay, Letitia says, please slow down. All right, I'll slow down a little bit. Okay, so Letitia, do you see how at this, let me erase this. Okay, let's start here. Do you understand how I got to this point here? Can I ask you to unmute, my sweetie? Do you understand how I got to 100 is equal to x squared?
Yes, because the length of the opposite side is 6 and opposite
And the adjacent side
is equal to squared.
Yes, squared. So it's 6 squared, which is 36, plus 8 squared, which is 64. And when we add 36 and 64 together, they give us 100. So do you see how I got to 100 is equal to x squared? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now I need you to think of a number for me. And if I take a number and I square it, I need that number to give me 100. What is that number?
10.
It's 10, right? So 10 squared is equal to 100. But in this case, instead of 10, we've actually written x. You see that?
Yes.
So that means that x is actually supposed to be, what number is x supposed to be?
10.
10. That's why I can go from there and I can say, therefore, x is equal to
10.
10. Okay, excellent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, instead of me having to do this in my head, what I can do is I can go to my calculator and I can click on this square root button. And then I can put 100 underneath that square root button and I can click equals. And you'll see that your calculator is going to give you 10 as an answer. Can you try that for me?
I don't have a calculator.
That's the issue. If you're not going to be able to see it on your calculator, it's not going to make that much sense for you. So I do need you to have your calculator with you. Sam, I know you can use your phone, but some phones don't have the square root function. Okay, so Letitia, the first chance you get to get a hold of a calculator, you need to do the square root of 100. Okay. Actually, you can try the square root of as many numbers as you'd like. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. Okay. So I want us to test this, not so much this. What I want us to test is actually, if you guys remember, which side is my hypotenuse, which side is my adjacent side, and which side is my opposite side. I'm going to draw my little maniki. Okay, I need hands. I need hands. Who can tell me? Refilwe, I'm going to name this side X. Refilwe, can you unmute for me, my sweetie? And tell me which side is my hypotenuse side.
I don't see you, ma'am.
Can you not see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Can I ask you to send a message to Teacher Kat so she can help you?
All right.
Okay,
Ma'am,
thank you. Okay, Letitia says, I forgot the reason. Letitia, you're so right. Guys, I'm so sorry. I forgot to write the reason. And it's important because I was trying to explain. I'm so sorry. My reason over here is actually Pythagoras. Okay, we need to write Pythagoras. Okay. Right, Pythagoras. And Sally, you're 100% correct. You've got the correct answer. Refilwe, I think you had something to say, something else to say. Do you know which side is the hypotenuse side? Okay, let me ask Roland. Flori, I know you know the answer. I just want to hear what Roland has to say. Roland, can you tell me which side is my hypotenuse side?
The hypotenuse side is X, must.
Excellent. My hypotenuse side is X. Well done. Well done. Very well done. I'm so glad you know that. Okay.
Thank you.
Then I'm going to ask Melissa. Melissa, can you tell me, with my man, my tiny little man sitting where he's sitting, which side is my adjacent side?
Ma'am, the adjacent side is the one that has 4 centimeters.
Excellent. This side over here, the one with 4 centimeters. Good. This is my adjacent side. Well done. Well done. Titelo, can you unmute and tell me? Letitia, I will go back so you can take a screenshot in just a second. Titelo, can you tell me which side is my opposite side? And at this point, I feel like I've given you the answer.
Ma'am, the opposite side is 3 centimeters.
Good. It's 3 centimeters. Okay. Well done. Very well done. Okay. I'm glad you understand that concept. I hope everybody understands the difference between the hypotenuse, the adjacent side, and the opposite side. Okay. Now, I need a brave soul to give me my statement. Okay. Who thinks they can give me my statement? Masichava, do you think you can do it? Can you give me my statement? Remember, my statement is my opposite side squared plus my adjacent side squared is equal to my hypotenuse squared. Can you give it to me?
Ma'am, 4 centimeters squared plus.
Ooh, okay. Before we say 4 centimeters, my opposite side is?
Your opposite side, it's 3 centimeters.
Good. So let's start with 3 centimeters and then?
Squared.
Good.
Plus 4 centimeters squared.
Good.
Plus x squared.
Plus x squared, or? Not plus?
Or equals to
Okay,
x
good.
squared.
Equals to x squared. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm going to ask Flori, can you finish up for me? You're going to give me what 3 squared is and what 4 squared is. Okay. What is 3 squared, Flori?
Ma'am, 3 squared is 3 times 3, which equals 9.
Good. Plus 4 squared, which is?
4 times 16.
Good. Is
9
16
plus 16.
is equal to? What is all of this equal
Square.
to?
X squared.
Good. I forgot my reason. Can you tell me what my reason is? I keep forgetting my reason today. What's my reason?
Pythagoras.
Good. Pythagoras. I need to remember to write that. Who, guys, you need to remind me. Okay. Good. Excellent stuff, Lori. Now, Mbali, can I ask you to finish up for me? What's 9 plus 16?
Ma'am, 9 plus 16 is
Oh, we need to do some very quick mental maths. Thank you, Della, for always answering in the chat. I'm not seeing enough answers in the chat. Thank you, Ayanda. Check the chat if we're a little lost in Bali.
ma'am, it's 25.
Good. So 25 is equal to x squared. Now, Mbali, can you think of a number that when squared will give me 25? Thank you, Smita.
5, ma'am.
Good, it's 5. So I can therefore I can say x is equal to how much?
5.
5. Well done. Amazing stuff. Very, very well done. Okay. Can I ask in the chat? Thank you, Jody. Therefore, x is equal to 5. Can I ask in the chat, out of 10, how comfortable are we with this concept? Thank you. Roland says 10. Nelisa says 10. Smita says 1,000. Wow. Aiden says 6. Good. I'm getting quite a few. I've got 8s and 9s. Letitia says 1. Whew. 1. Ina says 6. I'm getting high numbers except 1 because Ina said 1 and I'm a little worried. Okay. So tonight is quiz night. So I am going to let you guys go. You guys need to remember this concept because it shows up in the quiz. Okay. Remember, when you see the triangle in the quiz, I need you guys to remember which side is my hypotenuse, and remember that my opposite squared, I'm just going to write O. O means opposite. Opposite squared plus adjacent squared is equal to my hypotenuse squared. If there's anything you remember, it's that opposite squared plus adjacent squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. And remember, we're going to do a brain break there, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, and remember, if I get to the end and I'm looking for x, I can always take the number and find the square root of the number. Ma'am, I understand the adjacent, hypotenuse, opposite only, but the others I don't understand, so 5 out of 10. Okay, Miss Elani, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I can understand that some of it might be a little fast. I agree. Okay, we'll try and take it a little bit slow next time. Roland, do you have a question?
Yes, Miss. Excuse
Yes.
me, Miss. You see that man that you said you must do research on, Miss? I should give the
Yes.
information today or next week, Monday.
Next week, Monday. Okay, and you guys are going to drop it in the chat for me.
Okay, Miss. Thank you, Miss.
All right, excellent. All right, so we're gonna go on a cruise again. I hope you guys are ready to go on a cruise.